This is Gerardo Del Real with Digest Publishing. And I'm just going to come out and say it. I don't just want to help you become rich. I want to help you become Texas rich. Texas rich. I'm talking about having the kind of wealth where you don't have to worry about money problems anymore. The kind of wealth that allows you to enjoy all the finer things in life. The kind of wealth that sets your kids and even your grandkids up for financial success, even long after you're gone. I'm talking about you making 30, 300, even more than 1,000 times your money from a single investment. It may sound unbelievable, but it can occur more often than you think, as I'm about to show you. You see, decades ago, being Texas rich was often associated with becoming a millionaire in the oil or natural gas business. Then it became associated with the energy sector of the financial markets, specifically with oil and natural gas wildcatters, as they call them. Although I have to admit, as a natural resource investor and speculator, I've never invested a single penny in oil or natural gas stocks. However, I've still made millions upon millions of dollars and thankfully live the good life here in Austin, Texas. And that's why I want to show you how you too could become Texas rich from a completely different sector of the energy market that's made fortunes for others. I'm talking about nuclear energy. It's a sector of the market I expect to pay me millions and millions more over the next few years. And if you're interested, I'm happy to bring you along for the ride. To do this, I'd like to start off by giving you my top 3 nuclear energy stocks today, where each of them could hand you an absolute fortune. Just tell me where to email these stock picks and they're yours. But before I get to that, let me back up a bit and show you why this sector of the market could make you a millionaire or even a multimillionaire over the coming years, and why right now is the time to buy carefully selected nuclear energy stocks before things really start popping. Back in 2006, there was flooding at Cigar Lake, which was the largest high-grade uranium deposit in the world. This caused a huge supply-demand gap, spiking the price of uranium per pound 13-fold and causing uranium-producing companies to quickly become worth billions of dollars. And if you owned shares of uranium mining companies during this time, then you could have seen life-changing investment gains and became Texas rich in just a few short years. Let me show you a handful of examples. Energy Fuels had 13,275% gains in around 2 years, enough to make investors 132 times their money. UEX Energy spiked 13,976%, enough to hand investors 139 times their money in just 4 years. And Laramide Resources more than doubled those numbers with 30,800% gains in just 2 years, enough to deliver investors a whopping 308 times their money. Now, had you invested just $1,000 in each of those 3 producing uranium companies, you could have turned your original $3,000 investment into just over $580,000. And while that amount can be life-changing for some people, some investors were able to make millions on a single uranium stock. One of them was International Enexco. This was a one-stock millionaire maker that surged an incredible 114,300%. Those kinds of gains are enough to make investors 1,143 times their money. And then there was Paladin Energy. It went up a mind-blowing 130,400%, and it gave early investors the chance to make over 1,300 times their money. Investors who read my research and regularly invest $5,000 in my recommendations could have quickly made $6.5 million on a play like that. That's how to become Texas rich in just a few years with just one stock. On a smaller scale, that kind of return is still enough to turn $1,000 into over $1.3 million. Heck, even a paltry $100 investment could have handed you a $130,000 payday. So let me ask you, what impact would an extra $6.5 million, an extra $1.3 million, or just an extra, say, $130,000 have on your life? At the very least, I'd imagine it could make your financial situation significantly better than it is today. Of course, there are never any guarantees in the financial markets. Everybody knows that. But my investment research shows that history could soon repeat itself, and it could make a whole new generation of nuclear energy stock investors, Texas rich, within just the next 2 to 3 years. Here's why I'm practically certain about this financial prediction and how it can hand you a fortune. Now that the world is turning to uranium for the bulk of its clean energy needs, billionaires, hedge funds, and other institutional investors quietly began building their positions in the uranium sector. See for yourself. Jeff Bezos is backing General Fusion, which is building a $400 million plant in the UK. Peter Thiel is backing Helion with over $570 million raised to build its first reactor by 2025. Bill Gates is the founder and chairman of TerraPower, which has raised $750 million to build next-generation nuclear reactors. George Soros has led funding rounds for Commonwealth fusion systems to the tune of $1.8 billion. Sam Altman, best known as the CEO of AI pioneer OpenAI, is backing a small nuclear startup called Oklo, with former team members from Apple, Tesla, and Google. And those are just the billionaires that most people have heard of. Many others are investing in new nuclear technology as well. That's just the start of the smart money taking their early positions to maximize their profit potential. Hedge funds, even ones that broker deals for Hollywood and the world's biggest companies, are getting in on the action. Right now, other institutional investors are all looking toward the future and pouring their money into nuclear energy and uranium for one simple reason. Because that's where they anticipate the big profits will be. And they're not alone, as I know many other millionaires who have poured their money into this explosive sector that could rapidly multiply their wealth. That includes me, my business partner, and others I've shared my research with. But you don't need billions or even millions to profit, as you've just seen with these tiny uranium stocks. They have the potential to provide life-changing profits in a short period of time. Even a small investment of $1,000 or even $100 could turn into a substantial amount of money. And there are 3 uranium stocks you'll want to own that will give you the chance to make a fortune for yourself. I'll share a quick summary about all 3 in a moment. But first, I want to show you what else is happening in the nuclear energy sector that proves to me that this is where you want to be invested over the coming years. The United States is paving the way for nuclear energy, and it could make you exceptionally wealthy. But before I reveal what's happening in the US, let me show you what's happening with the worldwide demand for uranium. Globally, the world needs about 200 million pounds of uranium each year. Yet current production is only around 160 million pounds. That means there is already an annual supply shortage or a deficit of around 40 million pounds. Plus, you'll notice demand continues to increase over the next 10 years. But the existing uranium mines cannot keep up, and supply actually falls in the 2030s. To fix this, countries around the world are throwing billions of dollars at the problem and committing themselves to mine more uranium. In fact, the United Nations Climate Conference in Dubai, more than 20 nations, including the United States, France, Japan, and the UK, made a significant commitment to triple nuclear energy generation by 2050. But for that to be even remotely possible, increased uranium production must start today. With bipartisan support in Congress for nuclear energy and in the United States, we've already seen increased agreement between political parties to rapidly advance nuclear energy production in the US to meet world climate goals. Increased government subsidies to uranium miners, refiners, and utility companies. Increased investments in next-generation technology like small modular reactors that will be safer and reduce energy costs to end consumers. In fact, not long ago, the first small modular reactor in the US received approval to be built. Plus, in May of 2025, President Trump signed 4 new executive orders that directly impact the nuclear energy industry, along with the uranium companies that mine uranium. The main goal of these orders is to significantly increase the U.S. nuclear energy capacity, aiming to go beyond the commitment at the UN Climate Conference in Dubai to double our nuclear output and triple it to 400 gigawatts by 2050 for both energy independence and national security. To show you just how quickly those executive orders are pushing Trump's nuclear energy agenda forward, just a few weeks later, in June, the Department of Interior approved a uranium project in 2 weeks that usually takes at least 2 years, if not much longer. Then just after that, the U.S. Air Force announced its intent to power bases with small modular reactors via Oklo, causing Oklo shares to soar, making investors over 10 times their money in just over 9 months. And that's nothing compared to what uranium mining stocks could soon do. 4 of the largest and most influential businesses in the world are pouring billions upon billions of dollars into nuclear energy right now. Meta announced a 20-year contract with Constellation Energy and continues to take requests for proposals for new nuclear projects to get 1 to 4 gigawatts of nuclear energy to power their artificial intelligence ambitions. Google is funding the development of 3 nuclear sites and has partnered with Kairos Power for small modular reactors, SMRs. Microsoft is buying nuclear power from Constellation Energy, and a 20-year agreement will restart the 3 Mile Island nuclear reactor site in central Pennsylvania. And Amazon has invested $500 million to develop their own SMRs and has bought a nuclear-powered data center. These companies are only doing this because they know there is going to be a huge payoff for them. So as you can see, there are so many economic drivers coming together. And investing in the 3 nuclear energy stocks I want to share with you today could be a profit opportunity that literally comes around only once in a generation. Your opportunity to become Texas rich is right at your fingertips. But before you invest in any of my recommendations, here's what you should know about me. As I mentioned earlier, my name is Gerardo Del Real. In addition to providing top-tier natural resource investment research to my Junior Resource Monthly subscribers, I've made millions for myself and others who followed my work simply by investing in natural resource stocks, including nuclear energy and uranium-producing companies. You see, I'm what you'd call a boots-on-the-ground investor. I spend a lot of my time exploring natural resource mines right alongside miners who dig up gold, silver, copper, rare earth metals, and other energy-dependent minerals like uranium. And this approach to investing has really paid off for me, changed my life for the better, and has allowed me to become Texas rich. For example, in addition to doubling, tripling, and even quadrupling my money time and time again on various natural resource stocks, I've personally seen big winners like Nevada Sunrise, which provided me with 832% gains and allowed me to make over 8 times my money in just 7 months. Next, there was Rare Element Resources, which handed me 3,900% gains, allowing me to make 39 times my money in 4 years. Then there's Quest Rare Minerals. This company went up 7,042%, giving me the opportunity to make just over 70 times my money in only 2 years. And the biggest fortune I have ever made in the natural resource space to date has been Patriot Battery Metals. This company provided 10,987% gains and allowed me and my readers to make 100 times our money. To put that into perspective, a one-time $10,000 investment in Patriot Battery Metals could have turned you into a millionaire in just over 2 years. Even a $1,000 investment could have turned into $110,000. I made millions on just those 4 stocks alone, some in just a matter of months. And look, I'm not saying that to brag. I'm just showing you what's possible when you invest in the kind of stocks I do. And that's why I believe you can become Texas rich with uranium. You should also know that I don't rest on my laurels either, because I'm always on the lookout for new profit opportunities, just like the 3 nuclear energy companies I want to share with you today. Now, here's an important point I want to get across. You don't discover companies that deliver those kinds of profits by being a desk jockey or following the markets online and throwing a bunch of spaghetti at the wall, hoping that something sticks. This is why some of my select private clients pay me tens of thousands of dollars just for access to my natural resource research and network. Because I take the time to do all the legwork they simply don't have the time to do themselves. You see, in addition to visiting and exploring mines and other natural resource sites, I also spend significant time each year traveling throughout the world to expand and enhance my investor network at financial conferences and visiting company headquarters with C-suite executives. So when I call a mining company CEO, luckily I either get put through immediately or I usually get a call back within 24 hours. This allows me to be dialed in to numerous early stage profit opportunities weeks, if not months, before they are reported on by other financial news outlets. It's what has allowed me to help others make countless millions of dollars for themselves. And I'd like to now do the same for you and help you to become Texas rich. Starting with my research on the 3 nuclear energy stocks I'd like to send you today. As uranium powers the electric grid, these 3 nuclear energy stocks could power your portfolio starting today. After what we've seen with the various energy crisis and widespread blackouts and rolling brownouts over the past few years, and including this very summer, it's clear that right now is the time to add carefully selected nuclear energy stocks to your portfolio. The opportunity for investors to take a small amount of cash, like a single $100 bill, and potentially watch it turn into a 6-figure payday couldn't have come at a better time. As you've already seen with the companies I've shown you, these kinds of stocks have the potential to generate massive fortunes for investors in a short period of time, like they've already done before. As uranium prices continue to climb to $200 a pound, investors will be paying much more attention to uranium mining companies, driving stock prices through the roof. It's only a matter of time before others discover what I'm doing with my readers right now. And when that happens, your chance to get in on the action at today's prices may be gone for good. That's why I'd like to show you all my research about these 3 incredible opportunities in a special investor report called Texas Rich: 3 nuclear energy stocks that could make investors a fortune. In it, I share all my favorite research on the 3 little-known uranium mining companies that each have the potential to provide you with the millionaire-making fortunes I told you about today. Here's a brief preview of each. Nuclear energy stock number 1, America's next uranium producer. Look at this picture because it could be worth a lot of money to you. Now, to most people, this just looks like any old tree-covered hill at the edge of a prairie. However, there's something currently hidden from view within this hill and beneath the prairie floor. A massive deposit of uranium that's owned by the first uranium company I'm recommending. How much uranium is there? At least 46 million pounds. To put that into perspective, the US consumes 50 million pounds of uranium a year, but produces less than 1 million pounds a year. So all the uranium in the ground at the site you just saw is nearly 50 times what the US produces in an entire year right now. A leading uranium analyst has called the site one of the best in the US because of its large size and high grade. This company also has both its NRC license and all its final EPA permits after a decade of waiting. And that's just one of its projects. It has several other mining operations that look exceptionally promising and position it to become the newest major uranium producer in the US. And once it does, it could be incredibly exciting for early investors, as they could potentially watch this uranium producer share price go from $5 or $6 to $200 over the next 12 to 18 months. And look, quite frankly, if it stopped there and made investors 40 times their money, anybody who got in early would be absolutely thrilled. But like you've already seen from the last time nuclear energy stocks soared, a small mining company like this one could quickly go from being worth a few bucks to hundreds of dollars within just weeks. You've already seen how Energy Fuels gave investors the chance to make 132 times their money. UEX Energy did the same for 139 times investors' money. And Laramide Resources did even better with 308 times their money. That's why I think this uranium mining stock making investors 40 times their money could be just the first step of this company's monumental climb. There's still time to get in on the ground floor, and it could be an exceptional profit opportunity in the months to come. but I strongly recommend you take action today. Nuclear energy stock number 2, an unhedged and production-ready uranium rocket ship ready to soar. During the last time uranium mining companies surged, this stock went from 16 cents to nearly $7.50 for a gain of 4,587% in only 2 years. This time around, it's even better positioned, which is why I think it can deliver even better returns in this market cycle. The company has a suite of production-ready assets in the US. It's also been on an acquisition spree, adding assets in the US and Canada that give it millions of uranium pounds in the ground. In fact, the company has nearly 300 million pounds of uranium across all its projects. At my predicted uranium price of $200 per pound during this nuclear melt-up, that has an in-situ value of $60 billion. That's nearly 50 times higher than the company is being valued in the market. And those resources are completely unhedged. That means, unlike other uranium producers, this company hasn't signed contracts at a fixed price. It's free to charge the market price for uranium as its price climbs higher and higher. Plus, this company has zero debt, and it's also been warehousing uranium in anticipation of higher prices to the tune of 1.7 million pounds. Today, it's trading under $10 per share, but a run like it had last time could take it close to $200 per share. That's why I'm telling all my readers of Junior Resource Monthly that it's a strong buy at these prices. And so is this next stock, which is priced even cheaper. Nuclear energy stock number 3, the uranium company that could deliver 30 times your money in just weeks. This Canadian mineral company is engaged in the acquisition, exploration, and development of uranium assets in the pursuit of a clean energy future. And while I'm excited about the previous 2 companies, this one here could quickly turn $1,000 into $30,000 or more in just a matter of weeks. Why? Because it's currently exploring a massive underexplored land package. Originally, the area was known for its copper deposits, and the land position was owned by over a dozen companies. But today, for the first time ever, in anticipation of this nuclear melt-up, this company has become the sole owner of an entire district that hasn't seen a modern mining approach in over 50 years. There is abundant infrastructure supported by a network of roads, rail, deep water ports, airports, service centers, hydroelectric power, and a skilled workforce. And it's in a politically stable mining jurisdiction of Canada with a transparent permitting process and established mining and taxation laws. As longtime mining investors know, you can have a massive uranium deposit beneath your feet, but if you don't have the needed infrastructure to mine, transport, and process it, then you may as well just throw your investment money away. Plus, this company has over $5 million in cash and is positioned strongly to take advantage of this market cycle. It has everything set up in its favor, and my research shows it may be only weeks away from the next big discovery. In fact, just last year, the company announced the most significant exploration program to date, targeting Canada's most prospective regions for high-grade uranium discovery. That's why I recommended it to my readers of Junior Resource Monthly while it trades below $1 per share. They're not buying this tiny uranium explorer to just potentially double their money. They're in it to make many multiples like the one-stock millionaire, Texas-rich gains that uranium stocks are known for. And I will tell you everything you need to know about this and the other 2 nuclear energy stocks in my newest premium investor report. Texas Rich, 3 nuclear energy stocks that could make investors a fortune. In this report, you'll discover all 3 companies' names and ticker symbols, along with thorough company profiles based on my firsthand analysis, including information you won't find from any other financial publishing outlet. Links to full transcripts of interviews I've had with the company CEOs and other uranium industry experts to bring you their insider perspective firsthand. Complete details of company assets, holdings, and upcoming dates for company reports, along with my forecast on uranium, where it's heading next, and the catalyst continuing to drive uranium's price to new highs of $200 a pound. my recommended buy price ranges so you won't overpay for these stocks and still have the greatest profit potential in the coming months. And I'd like to send a copy to you today for free when you try out my flagship natural resource investment newsletter, Junior Resource Monthly. In addition to my special report above, you'll also receive 12 monthly issues of Junior Resource Monthly. Each issue is packed with financial research, profit opportunities, and market insights you won't find anywhere else. Each month, I will provide you with hidden, little-known opportunities that could turn small stakes of money into big paydays. Plus, you'll also receive access to my archives with additional profit opportunities for free. 24/7 access to my model portfolio. This includes all my open investment recommendations, so you can pick and choose how you want to diversify your portfolio to generate maximum financial gains in the minimum amount of time. Flash alerts, immediate updates to the model portfolio when needed, along with profit opportunities that require quick action to take advantage of market moves. Access to my natural resource wealth library. This growing collection of special investor reports like Crystal Lithium, the quest for the next 100-bagger battery gains, the greatest gold trade ever, and 3 junior gold and silver stocks to own now will provide you with additional profit opportunities in the natural resource stocks that few analysts report on or have even heard of, that could provide you the chance to scoop up shares weeks or even months before stock prices soar upward. Plus, you'll have access to a dedicated customer service team. So, if you ever have any questions about your subscription to Junior Resource Monthly, just simply call or send them an email, and they will walk you through whatever you need. Access to Junior Resource Monthly costs $249 a year. And at that price, it's an absolute bargain, especially when you consider that investing just $100 into one of my uranium picks could transform into 6 figures. It's a no-brainer. However, as part of this limited time offer, I'm knocking $50 off. So when you get started today, you'll get everything you've seen above for the discounted price of just $199 per year. You could take your savings and invest it in one of the nuclear energy stocks in my special report and have the chance to watch it grow and potentially deliver a 6-figure payday, just like investors did the last time we saw these market conditions in the nuclear energy sector. I only ask that if you invest in the companies I've discovered and recommended and make big profits, you'll write in and please share your success story. Just like Jack S. wrote in to say,
Gerardo is just fantastic. There's no other way to say it. I make money. No, he makes money for me. Big time, my God. He's been giving me a Christmas present every month. And all I can say is, we are not talking about nickels and dimes. This guy is really, really great.
Or George F., who said,
Thank you, Mr. Del Real. Thank you. Since using your publication, my portfolio is rapidly advancing. This is truly a dream unfolding. Thank you for your publications based on hard work and something that today is hard to find, your honesty and integrity.
And that honesty and integrity starts immediately because every new member is also covered by a 100% risk-free guarantee. If at any time over the next 2 months you're not satisfied with my research, simply contact our customer service team and you'll be refunded every penny you paid for this service. No questions asked. I stand behind every recommendation I make because it's often what I'm doing with my own money. And if I'm not making money, then my members aren't making money. That's why we can confidently offer each new member of Junior Resource Monthly a completely risk-free 2-month test drive. Our corporate clients pay us thousands of dollars per month to deliver results that meet their demanding professional standards. But all this is yours today for only $199. And we're completely guaranteeing your satisfaction for a full 2 months. Remember the life-changing fortunes investors were able to make during the last bull run in the nuclear energy sector in 2006? 132 times your money, 139 times your money, and 308 times your money. And the 2 profit opportunities that literally enabled them to become one-stock millionaires with more than 1,000 times your money returns. Today, you could see the same kind of profit potential. But I encourage you to act quickly. I've been taking early stock positions, and I'm recommending my Junior Resource Monthly readers to do the same. And remember, the best part about the profit opportunities you heard about today is that you can take a small amount of capital and potentially turn it into a life-changing fortune. The chance to grow a single $100 bill into a six-figure financial windfall, or to transform every $1,000 invested into $1.3 million, or multiply a one-time $5,000 stake into $6.5 million doesn't come by often. But when it does, fortune favors those who take quick and decisive action and could quickly make you Texas rich in the months to come. Now here's your chance. Join me and my readers and stake your claim in these unique, once-in-a-generation profit opportunities today by trying out a risk-free subscription to Junior Resource Monthly for the best investment research in the natural resource sector that you won't find anywhere else.